Alright, welcome back to Star Ocean Anamnesis. So today, I actually want to discuss the current state of things, because I see a lot of people going around saying that SOA Global is dead, and, there are a couple arguments that can be made for that, so I say let's just look at both sides of the argument here, shall we? So, a quick recap, just in case you're out of the loop. A month ago, we got our anniversary, and what we got in that anniversary is as follows. We had a bunch of rerun events, the non-seasonal events, and then in the gacha, we got a banner that guarantees 10 ace characters in a single pull, and we also got two banners, one that only had male characters, and the other one only had female characters. So that's pretty much what we got, and you can guess that that's not really that good for veteran players, because they've already ran all of the events, they got everything they wanted, and the banner doesn't really do much for them either, because the banner only contained non-seasonal characters, or non-limited characters, I guess, and most of us already have those characters. So it was good for new players, but not so much for veterans. Of course, we did get some presents like limit breakers, some gems, and some tickets, but nothing in the way of content. And that went on for like 3 weeks with nothing new added during those 3 weeks. And then, right now we're technically in the 4th week, and there is absolutely nothing going on right now. There are no events, and there is not a single banner in the gacha. Well, technically there's the permanent banner, but that's the permanent banner. Who's gonna pull on that? So there is absolutely nothing, and Square Enix hasn't said a single thing. They haven't informed us of why there's nothing going on or what they're currently working on, and because of all of that, people are saying Global's dead. They could have ran one of the summer events that's supposed to come up, one of the Bride events. There's even another permanent event that they could have done, or they could have even released Season 2 alongside of the anniversary. That would have been pretty cool, but they chose not to do anything, and then now they finally released a maintenance notice for what's coming tomorrow, and turns out it's a bunch of rerun events again. But these are the seasonal reruns, so we got the Blossoms, we got the Maids, we got the Valentine's events, so on and so forth, all of the seasonal ones. And then at the bottom you can also see Character Exchange and Character Misery 2 Exchange. I have no idea what that means. They do have it in JP, kind of. It's the Mercy system that they have. I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be in Global as well, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But this rerun, or all of these reruns that are coming tomorrow, that could be a good sign or it could be a bad sign. They haven't actually stated in the notice whether or not they're going to rerun the banners alongside of the rerun events, but if they do rerun the banners, that's not a good sign, because then it's very obvious that it's a quick cash grab, and then they might even shut the game down like a week or two after the banners disappear. But if they don't rerun the banners, which honestly I believe that they're not going to do that, because that's a very clear sign that things are just completely fucked. So I really don't think they're going to do that. So if they don't rerun the banners, then there's still hope. Of course, all of that will be revealed tomorrow, so I'll get back to that then. Of course, there's also the matter of the 64-bit update, which is happening tomorrow as well, and I've seen some people say that that's going to cut our player base in half and basically kill the game just like that. I don't think it's going to be that bad, and let me just explain why. You see, this game's on both iOS and Android, and I'm just going to be a little generous here and say that 40% of us are playing on iOS and then 60% are playing on Android. It's probably more like 50-50, I'm not sure, but let's just say that out of that 60%, half of them are playing with 64-bit devices, whereas the other half is playing with 32-bit devices. So with this update, we could potentially lose out on 30% of our player base, I'm going to say 30 to 35% of our player base, which that does suck. But that's when we're talking about the player base itself. When it comes to the revenue that the game generates, I don't think there's going to be a huge discrepancy with that, considering that as people always say, the majority of revenue a gacha game makes comes from the whales and the dolphins and stuff like that. And, if those people are willing or are able to drop $500 to $600 on any given banner, I very much doubt that they don't have a high-end phone. So income-wise, it should stay the same, although, we do lose a good bit of our player base, which means less lobbies, which could also indirectly affect the game's income, but seeing as how we don't have the actual numbers on that, it's all just speculation, so we can't really say anything about that. But yeah, the 64-bit update shouldn't really affect anything that much. And you know what? Because I'm such a good guy, I'm going to give Square Enix a couple of excuses here. So, we all know that the global team that's running the game is pretty small. I'd be surprised if it's bigger than 2 people running the game, and that could be a reason as to why there are so many bugs in the game right now. Like, a couple months back we had the Winter Fidel bug, where he crashed people's games if they weren't playing on the highest quality settings. So their solution to that was just to remove the low quality option altogether. And then the exact same thing kind of happened with Opera a couple months back as well, where she crashed people's games if they used her gravity bullet or not. Was it? Yeah, it was a gravity bullet, and they fixed that eventually, but it took them quite a while. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here and say that maybe they were planning on releasing Season 2 alongside the anniversary, but something went wrong and all of a sudden they couldn't do that anymore. And if that were true, it kind of explains why they didn't have anything else prepared for us for the anniversary and why we got such a bare bones rerun fiesta. Of course, the counter argument to that is that they could have easily said something about that on Twitter, like, we're working on Season 2, guys, don't worry about it. But they didn't say a single thing, which, I mean, again, that could have also been because they didn't want to seem unprofessional by saying, look, we're working on Season 2, but we just cannot make it work. You know, that does make them seem kind of unprofessional. So maybe they didn't want to say it because of that. That's also really stupid, though. And you'd think that if they were planning on releasing Season 2, they'd at least, try to promote that, like, weeks in advance by giving us, like, they could have given us, like, a tweet with a silhouetted image of Tika or something and say, hey, this is the new heroine of Star Ocean Amnesia Season 2. They didn't do a single thing like that, so, again, there is very hard evidence supporting that they weren't planning on doing that. But again, this is Square Enix we're talking about, a pretty big corporation. They do plan out all of their stuff months in advance, like, I think it was last year when they released the roadmap during a community stream, and I don't remember what was on that, but I think it had, like, info all the way up to a good portion into this year. So, they do plan their stuff months in advance. And because of that, maybe they realized months in advance that, hey, Season 2 isn't going to work, so let's not do the Season 2 promotion now. Oh man, I'm trying to stay positive here, but every single time I come up with an excuse for Square Enix as to why they're messing something up, I can think of like 2 more reasons why that excuse is complete bullshit. Oh, that's right. I should also mention the some people on Reddit have been looking in the character guide of the game, which is a menu that you can find in the game if you go to the character tab, and then like at the bottom you can find the guide. You can see like a list of all the characters in the game, and they found the Summer Maria and Summer Millie characters in that list as well. And then some users have said that they can't see it, and then others have said that they can. You need to clear cache to see it or something like that. I don't know, I can't see it on my game, but if they do have those characters in the game, then there is a chance that they might actually run the summer event, and that is a good thing. That shows that they are willing to continue supporting the game. Of course, it could also mean it's just another quick cash grab before they shut the game. Now, see, that's what I mean. Like, every single good thing that you can come up with, you can easily counter with something negative. At this point, pretty much all we can do is wait. Like I said, if they release the rerun banners tomorrow alongside of the events, then that's not a good sign. What also wasn't a good sign was the fact that they fired Elytra like a month ago, so we now, well, I think we do have a community manager with in Nami, but she's not really responding to anything, so yeah, we don't really have any way to actually communicate with Square Enix. And that's what it all comes back to, every single thing you say, it all boils down to Square Enix just doesn't communicate with us. All of this speculation could have easily been avoided. All of this doomsaying could have easily been avoided if Square Enix just came out and said, Season 2 is being worked on. That's all they have to do. Regardless, I think I'm just going to continue playing the game, and whatever happens, happens. Can't really do anything about that. But hey, if they want to mix, if they want to mix the global and JP servers, I'd be fine with that too. If they want to add an English language option to JP, that'd be pretty swell, kind of like Grand Blue Fantasy. And hey, unlike in global, there's currently a summer event going on in JP, so if you want to join, now would be the time to do it. Unfortunately, there was a step-up banner in JP, but that one's already ended. It ended yesterday. But, the actual summer banner is still up, and a Dre also recently got introduced. But that about does it for my rambling, so let me know what you think in the comments, and I guess I will see you all next time. Peace!